revolutionizing the way the weight loss industry has been giving us this bad information and keeping us overweight and feeding us food fables and stale science and all the stuff we've been bucking against all week this week. And we're revolutionizing the weight loss process by building a road map, an actual map to freedom from all this dieting. Now, if you wanted to get to the corner of 3rd and Main in Taos, New Mexico, and you wanted to meet your friend Joyce at 3:00 p.m. on Sunday, I could point my car down towards the American Southwest and start driving. And I might get there. I might not. I might end up somewhere else like Arizona or Mexico proper, maybe Texas or California, and kind of be okay. But I'm not going to make it to the corner of 3rd and Main at 3 p.m. on Sunday to meet Joyce. If you have a place you want to go, if you have a goal you want to get to, you need a map. And that's what we're talking about. That's why I'm doing all of this. Because our mission that we have, and I say our mission because we're a team of people. It started out being just me, but we now have Coach Jocelyn. We have a bunch of other coaches joining us. We have an entire tech team and a team reboot. We all share the same mission. And that is that at the Reboot, our mission is to empower all those who strive to become holistically well and metabolically healthy through education, mindfulness, self-compassion, using food as medicine, and dispelling the myths of the big diet industry and putting the power in their hands to live an effortless, optimized life. Because that's the transformation that I had. And we've helped a lot of people. The Reboot's helped hundreds of people. Just the Reboot method to realign their lives, their weight, and health with this mission. But we realized it had some problems. There were some glitches in the matrix, if you would. So the biggest problem, number one, with all diets on the planet, and as a weight loss program, there was some of it going on too, not as much, but with the Reboot as well. Now, 2/3, a full 66% of all the dieters in the world regain all of their lost weight and then some. In fact, another 25% gain back even more every time it goes up. So it goes up and then down, but then even higher up and then down. I've had people lose the same 200 pounds 5 times before coming to the Reboot and gaining it back. They've lost 1,000 pounds. They've done it over and over and over. Now, on the Reboot, it's not quite as much. About 30% of people who've done the Reboot regain somewhere just below 25% of their lost weight. So they don't regain all of it usually, and only 30% regain that. But there was still a regain going on. The second problem was follow through that we were seeing. There were no formal options that we had to continue. Like with Sonia, she got done. She lost her 17 or 18 pounds. But there's quite a bit more she wanted to go ahead and lose. There were things that we could do, and there were ways that we could work with you, but there was no formal way of seeing you through all the way to the end into maintenance. And by maintenance has a specific thing about it. Maintenance means that you have lost all of your weight and it's really hard to lose or gain weight. It means that you get to get rid of your cellulite and get back to the foods that you love. So maintenance is that place we really, really want to get to, not just hitting your goal weight. That's one thing. Maintenance and a set point, and I'll share this one with you for later on, but a set point takes 6 months of being at a weight and being within 10 pounds of that weight metabolically, so that you don't go up or down. It's really hard for me to gain weight. I have to work hard to gain. I never thought that would happen in my life, but I have such a strong set point after 5 years being at my goal weight, 5 years to get it off and 5 years since I've hit there, it's hard to gain weight. Now, the third problem was burnout and loss for just about everybody. And it's doing the same thing over and over and over with the same team, gets really monotonous and causes dropouts. You get just blind to what's going on. And you could continue doing the same things over and over for sometimes a year and a half. It took me 5 years to lose my 130 pounds because I didn't have a coach who was helping me. But it takes about a year to lose 100 pounds. You just can't go much faster than that's about how long it takes. Imagine being in a year in the same exact thing over and over. So there was that burnout boredom. But there's also the loss of never getting back to those foods that you love. It's sad and depressing. It's a form of grief when people can never get back to those foods. And in the Reboot, one of the most miraculous things that we do in maintenance is we teach you. Remember Sonia Secco from the other day from Rome, Italy? She's just this amazing person who's getting back into all of the things and all the foods and all the ways of living that she had before. We're slowly adding those things back in. So by the time she's at the end of her maintenance, she's back to eating all those things that she loves to eat. And in Rome, that could be a lot of really amazing, wonderful things. And the fourth problem is it's really expensive to have a health coach. It just is. It's worth it. You lose your weight, you get the help that you need, but it does get really expensive, and that's limiting. So the very large, long programs that are like 16 weeks long and all those kind of ones, it's daunting, and the flat rate cost is prohibitive for most people. And that really upset me. I went to a million different banks to try to get better financing and coach financing and all kinds of things. All of those ways to try to help as many people as possible be able to afford how much a coaching program really does cost. And those can cost a lot of money. It's worth it and it works, but not everybody can come up with all of that money. For most people, it's prohibitive. And then there was nothing that came afterwards. You do that big, long, expensive program, and then it was like, check back, stay in touch. We didn't have much that we could do to keep people moving forward. Now we have this portal, we have this free community that Vicki, it touched my heart. I was rather tearful about her saying this, but she said, this is family. This is like family, Vicki said in her interview, and it really touched my heart, and it is. And I came out of retirement to do this. If this is not like family, if I don't judge my success based on the relationships that I make with the people that I serve, what am I doing this for? If I don't love people and want to help them and help them find their true soul's purpose in life with a healthy, optimized body, the way God and the universe intends them to live, we talk about how to dealing with all of that. If I'm not doing that, why did I come out of retirement and do this? Why did I go back to school, get a million degrees to really take it seriously? So we had all these conundrums. We had these 4 problems. But what we came up with solves all 4 problems. It stops the yo-yo. It gives you something to follow through with. It stops all that, sorry, there's nothing more. It puts a total end to burnout and loss. We found a way to keep it interesting and vibrant and something that chugs along, changes, becomes more and more personalized, becomes more and more interesting as you go. And no expensive upfront price tag. Now, some people's teeth are falling out right now going, what do you mean it's not going to cost $1 billion? Some people paid $1 billion, but it was a valuable service and it was worth the money, but not everybody could do it. We found a way to make it something that anybody can do. Just about anybody should be able to do it, because that's why we're doing this, right? So remember the mission? Everybody who wants to get healthy has a chance to empower themselves and live an optimized life, right? So, Sheila, live up to your word, live up to your mission. Those are nice words, but what are you going to do about it? So I did something about it. And it's called the Reboot Roadmap. You've been hearing me talk about this revolution, this reboot revolution, we're going to have a roadmap kind of thing. I'm going to teach you how to get to the corner of 3rd and Main and meet Joyce at 3 p.m. on Sunday. I am giving you the roadmap on how to get there. We've developed something that takes you through all these different phases of what you're doing, keeps it interesting, adds your foods back in, does all those different kinds of things for you, everything you want to do, including getting rid of your cellulite, right? Figured everything out for you. So what we tell people when we do this, the other thing I figured out, the other part of the revolution, and that is we know we can figure out after I talk to you, we do an evaluation, I'm going to let you know the actual date, the actual date when you're going to be able to stop dieting forever, be done with maintenance, reach your goal weight, get your foods back in. You are done. You're jumping out of bed like a 6th grader. Do you know it? Would you like to know it? Well, this really speaks to the heart of the people that we serve and that we see all the time that have been struggling for decades with their weight and the health issues that come with it. And they have no hope of any real end to a lifetime of dieting failures in sight. Sound familiar to a lot of people here? I had been on 35 diets. When I added them up, there are 35 things I have done since I was 13 years old to lose weight. Enough of that. That ends now. And the program and the coaches are there that I wished I'd had on my own journey. This is me now, and that was me halfway through. That I had already lost about 50 or 60 pounds there. But I was sick, really, really sick. And at my highest, I was 130 pounds heavier. I was within 5 pounds of being morbidly obese. I had a 54-inch waist. It was very, very difficult for me to move. I had some spinal injuries going on, and the weight just made it worse. And I was in and out of an electric wheelchair. But I don't have to live that way anymore. I reached my weight. I reached that date. So what we show people is something like this. This is Jocelyn's date. This is her day when she is going to be done dieting forever. And when we shared this, she was very excited. Just even knowing it ahead of time that I was calculating, going to tell you, when we actually put it down on the paper and say, here's your day, it's a pretty exciting thing. Now, that doesn't mean she reaches her goal weight then. She's going to reach her goal weight somewhere near the end of January, I think we figured out. But then she's going to go through several months of maintenance to really get it solid. And it's up to her to make that go faster or slower. In some parts of this, of course, you have to deal with the science of how much weight you have left to lose and what your goals are, what your body wants to do. But you're able to do that. You're able to find when you're going to reach your goal and then be done and walk away from dieting forever. So how do we do that? Well, it's the Reboot Roadmap. So let me share with you a little bit about what that looks like. It's an actual map. It's actual phases. And each phase opens up a whole new world of resources and recipes and handouts, different coaches, different ways of meeting. It changes all the time, so it stays interesting and fresh while you're on your journey. But the foundations is the piece, that very first one, that's the mind body reboot part, where you learn what to eat. Remember, we talked about the dense nutrition at the beginning, about mindset shifts and how to change habits. We help you break your sugar addiction once and for all. And that's hard for a lot of people. For Vicki, it's been a very long process. She's on her last few days of her Big Reboot Method 16-week program. And she's done these things. She's reduced her inflammation. She's improved her sleep hygiene. But she has more to lose. She's more that she wants to do. And she's the one who kept saying, so what's next? What's next? So next comes continuation and growth. So when you're done to the Reboot Foundations, you jump into a phase called continuation and growth. And that one, new coaches, new resources, new ways of working together, far more independent study. You practice all your new habits. You reinforce your new lifestyle. You develop some really deep intermittent fasting and timed eating. We work with you to slowly build that up. You learn new skills, you develop mindfulness, you work on your gut. There's all kinds of things we really get into real deep about your overall health. Because remember, when you get healthy, the weight comes off automatically. To lose weight on autopilot. And then there's functional fitness. Now that runs at the same time with the continuation and growth and through to maintenance. Functional fitness is what Jocelyn's going to be doing for you. And that's at the same time, as soon as you're cleared for it, she's going to help you learn to move your body, optimize your fitness, do strength, balance, flexibility, cardio, all the things in functional fitness. And it's going to ratchet up and help double your fat loss during that phase of continuation and growth. So long as you're going along and you're doing these different parts, this continuation growth can be shorter or longer. It's up to you. That's really exciting too. And when you're ready, we get you into your set point in your maintenance. We reintroduce foods. We work the carb curve. Remember that curve that we did on the very first day and showed you where as you increase your carbohydrates, you get more and more weight going on just insidiously, just like out of air. Vicki said, I felt like I opened my mouth and weight would just fly on. We get you away from that. We figure out what's your number. My number is 135. I can have 135 grams of carbohydrates a day, every day in, day out, of whatever kind of carbs they need to be. And I won't gain weight. That's quite a lot. I have these things in my life again. I just have to know how far I can go with it. And if I go above it, it goes up. We need to figure that out for you. Now in phase 4, that set point and maintenance, remember, how many months does it take to create a new set point? 6 months. So set point and functional fitness is 3 to 4 months. You're with us before you're there. You've got your new foods and you're ready to go. And all of that leads into lifelong optimal health, your new normal, an effortless relationship with food, and never dieting again. Doesn't that sound pretty exciting? I think it does. So, what kind of things come with it? Well, it's everything basically that you'd need. It's a team of people. There's Joss and there's me and some other coaches and some other people joining in. There's a whole online portal. There's an entire knowledge base. There's video libraries. There's recipes. There's an exercise program. There's stacks of handouts and things and coaching, timed eating coaching. We're doing live cooking classes. It's literally everything that you will need to get you to where you're going. So, how do you do that? You follow the Reboot Roadmap. So, that would be really amazing to know your date and to have that be able to go on this roadmap together. We are offering the Reboot Roadmap forever for the low monthly subscription cost of only $333 a month. You heard me right. For as long as it takes you to get your weight off, to do the continuation, to go through maintenance, to get to that June 10th, 2025 of yours, is only $333 a month. I wanted to make it a zero-sum gain for people so they could afford the program, and there's no obligation to that. No set period of time. It's $333-month subscription. And that stage 2, that is like the part where you lose most of your weight, it's up to you to make it go as long or as short as it needs to happen. You have some control over how many months you're paying. Now, here's a big question that I get about this also. What if I already did the reboot method? What if I already did the challenge? What if I already did that foundation part? I don't want to have to do that all over again. You get to start the reboot roadmap wherever you are on your roadmap. So for someone who would be starting in phase 2 and all the other people who are ready to get going and wanting me to turn this thing on, they can start at whatever point you are. So if you've already done the basic program, you don't have to go back and do the basic program. We plug you in where you're going to be starting. It's pretty cool how that all works. So if that's something you'd like to do, it all starts with an evaluation. It's a quick, just a few questions that I need to know, and our team will evaluate it and come up with your end date. Now, on top of everything else, we now have a guarantee. I've never liked doing a guarantee. Diet industry, as a rule, does not have guarantees, but I find it amazing that 100% of the people who do 100% of the work get 100% of the results. And my rebooters, they show up for themselves. Look at Kim, look at Rhonda, look at these people showing up right now. There are rewards for that. Your health will be a reward. Your weight will be your reward. It's amazing. So the guarantee says if you get all the way to the end of this roadmap, if you put in all this work and you haven't had any improvements in your health, you haven't had any weight loss, it just didn't work for you, I will return every dime you have spent with me. Every dime. I've never had to write a check back to anyone ever. But you know what? If that's the case for you, the guarantee is now in there and active. It's a 100% golden guarantee that if it doesn't work for you, we will get it back to you. We can go through what all that means if you have questions during your evaluation time. But definitely set up a time to have that chat, do your evaluation, and at least find out your end date. Don't you want to know what that end date is? Oh my gosh, I'd be clamoring for it. You must do the evaluation so that we can have the information we need to figure out the end date. Then we jump on the phone for a short chat and see if this is a fit for you. I hope that that's something that I'll be able to see some of you on. We're very excited about this. We're going far and wide. We're going to be filling this program up pretty quickly. But what do you think, Jocelyn, about the Reboot Roadmap? What do you think it's going to do for people?
I think it's the end all solution to what people are looking for when it comes to actual fat loss and keeping it off forever. I think people go on diets a million times, like every year, and they're spending their money and spending their will. So this map really gives you that last day that, hey, this is it. You can still enjoy the food you love, but you have to. There's a way that you do that. There's a step-by-step process that you can do that is effective, and that you're not going to be doing this yo-yo, and you're not even going to hear diet again. So I think it's very beneficial. So yeah, for those that are on or even on the cusp of it, I mean, this is it. It was it for me. And like I said, like she showed, my last day is June 10th, which is my dad's birthday. So it's
Oh,
easy to
really?
remember.
Well, that's
Yeah, it's gonna be the
amazing.
last.
But a lot
Yeah.
of people think, wow, that seems far away. But how many years did it take you to get there? You know, like ladies, how many years did it take you to get to where you are? Some people have been obese since sixth, seventh grade.
Yeah, and if it's too easy, it's probably something that's not going to last. We can do anything and have that what fulfillment at that moment, but do
Mhm.
you want just 10 pounds, 15, and then go back? I mean, we can do whatever we want and get that immediate satisfaction, but is it long lasting? Is it sustainable? Is it something that I can do every day without thinking or stressing my brain over, you know what I mean? So it's this is a lifestyle, and so it really helps to train when we talk about this roadmap. It helps you train and change your mindset about fitness, about exercise, about food, about nutrition, about just how your body works and actually works, you know, as opposed to you're competing with the media, which all their goal is to sell more diets, to sell
Yeah.
more food, to sell more, to just it's about the bottom line is the dollar. So we're talking about actually optimal health and how do you do that and keep it forever.
Mhm.
Period.
Like, period. All right,
Mhm.
Coach Joss, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you to everyone. Do the evaluation, get in there, take advantage of this opportunity to get this all done for only $333 a month. This is going to be amazing. So thanks so much, everybody. Be well. I'll see you in session. Bye now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.